This is the Leitmotif and Movement podcast, a father and son's journey into the vast worlds of music. I'm your host, Mike Ficklin, and joining me on this epic musical journey is my son,
Michael Ficklin.
This show is dedicated to the discussion of music and introducing Michael to music from the past and present. We will mainly be discussing the genres of rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. We will also, from time to time, dive into film and video game scores, and we'll sprinkle in some surprises along the way. Michael, what have you been listening to this week?
The assignments. Rest Inside the Flames and My Girl by The Temptations.
Yeah, and Rest Inside the Flames is by 36 Crazyfists, just to clarify that. Have you been enjoying those?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes.
Awesome. Can't wait to dive into those. I've been listening to a few albums here. I thought I would start out with talking about Leprous' new record, Melodies of Atonement. I mentioned it last week, and I hadn't gotten around to listening to the whole thing, but I finished listening to it last week, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. It's not a full heavy metal record. It's very, I guess, symphonic would be the way I would describe it.
Is it like kinda Finch-like?
No. No. This is more symphonic. Is just the best way I can describe it.
I don't know what symphonic means.
Yeah, I guess you would just have to hear it. It's very different. And their singer sings in this kind of high falsetto. He's got a very unique voice. The album itself is awesome. They do some heavier stuff where he does do some screams and growls, but it's only in like one song on the record.
One song.
Yeah, so their earlier stuff is a bit heavier than it is now. They've gone in more of kind of a poppier prog rock. It's interesting. I think you would like checking it out, at least just to hear it for the first time. You know what I mean?
May have to put that on my list.
Yeah, I give it like an A. I think that yeah. The next record I listened to was an album from a band called God is an Astronaut. I mentioned them a couple weeks ago. Also, I might have mentioned them last week, actually. It was one of the albums I was looking forward to, their new album, Embers. And that thing just bangs all the way through, man. There's no vocals to it. It's just all instrumental heavy metal. I dug the crap out of this album. I listened to it 2 or 3 times. It's just a banger. The last bit of stuff that I started listening to...
To confirm, yes, you did say you couldn't wait for that album.
The God is an Astronaut album?
Yes.
Yeah. The last thing that I started listening to, so I was talking to some bands on Threads, and one of the bands had posted a picture of the poster for a prog rock festival, and on that poster there was listed all the bands that were going to be playing it, and one of the bands that I saw on there was a band called Illumishade. I had never heard of them before, but I thought the band name was pretty cool, so I decided to check their music out. Cool as all get out. It's a female-fronted band. They're from Switzerland. And the way I understand it, she started this project as part of a final for one of her college classes. Yeah. So she formed this band, Illumishade, and I listened to their entire catalog, both of their records. The first record called Ecliptic, Wake of Shadows, and the second record called Another Side of You. Enjoyed thoroughly both of those records. If I had to make a preference, the first one is probably my favorite. But both of them are fantastic and well worth checking out. I turned your mom on to them. she's really been digging it. It wouldn't surprise me if they end up on her big old car mix here before long.
500 and something songs.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the last time I checked, it was 40 hours.
Sounds about right. So I would compare Illumishade to Within Temptation.
Ooh.
And I know you like those guys, so yeah. All right, moving on from what have you been listening to, we are going into our newer segment, The Art of Discovery. And I have been absolutely overwhelmed with the response that we've gotten from various bands wanting us to check out their music. I've gotten more than enough to last us for the next several episodes, and more still coming in. It's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love discovering new music, especially from indie artists that haven't been signed yet and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of fun.
Agreed.
So we've got several bands to pick from, several songs to pick from, and I've got our next round for this episode. We're going to start out with a song from a band I mentioned in the last Art of Discovery segment. I had mentioned I had emailed them a couple times and they hadn't gotten back with me. They got back with me and gave me permission to be able to play one of their songs from their new album. The album's titled Season's Grievings. The band is Gloryfell. And this is my personal favorite song from the record. It is called It's Over, Mannequin.
Even though we're worlds apart, I still remember the way she looked that night in a dream of fantasy. How am I supposed to face reality if it's just a mystery? There's a fire that burns inside of her, even under, say, her flame, it dances free. The storm that rages inside of me, with her voice inside my head. How am I supposed to free myself? Repeat after me, we'll make it out alive. Repeat after me, we'll make it out this time. She has in my head, not a premonition, a vision. She's the truth to all of these lies. She's my light in the darkest of times. Right now, here she is in my head. She's not just a premonition, a vision. Hold too tight, you'll lose yourself. Don't let go or you'll bring hell. I found her staring into the sun and thought, oh my God, what have I done? I've tasted dirt more than it's tasted rain. I've tasted blood more than it's pumped through mine. I've tasted dirt more than it's tasted rain. I've tasted blood more than it's pumped through my veins. Whoa, my days. I hear the voices. I see their footprints. I turn around and it's just my shadow following me. Medicine to keep me numb. Sleep all day to avoid the sun. voices in my head. Hold too tight, you lose your knowledge. You will break. This is the last time I listen to my head, flatlining in a hospital bed. I found her staring into the silence on you. If this is the end, then I'm ready to go. Will I make it to heaven or be dragged down below? There's a fire that's dim inside of me. Even in my dreams, I still can seamlessly. The storm that rages inside of me. With your voice inside my head, how am I supposed to free myself?
And again, that was Gloryfell. They are a metalcore band out of St. Louis, Missouri. That song is called It's Over, Mannequin. Does that sound familiar to you, Michael?
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
That's exactly right. When I told them that was the song that I wanted to play, I actually followed up with saying, I have the high ground. So, yeah, it's a funny play on It's Over, Anakin. And I loved that song. That song's awesome.
It is. It's probably my favorite out of all of the songs that we played so far.
We've listened so
Yeah.
yeah, liked it that much.
Mhm.
You really ought to listen to the whole album. It's really fantastic. Again, it's from an album called Season's Grievings.
Mhm.
Came out on the 22nd of August. Highly
This
recommend it. Yeah, fun stuff.
Mhm.
The next song we're going to feature is from a band called Hike the Peak. They're from the United Kingdom.
Ooh.
And they are an amazing punk rock band that has some really heavy moments here. This is one of my favorite songs from them. It's called Ghosts, and it features John Harcus.
Sing, embrace and savor all your role. When all the people that you thought were innocent talk behind your back for their liars and their goals. Forever heart-dead feelings makes me nervous while I dream. My soul is making up the words. You're climbing up your skin, and there's no other way to say this. Writing down the ways to expel myself from these fucking mind games overwhelm me face to face. You move on with your life. If it's 1,000 miles you go, just know I won't forget about you when the feeling's gone. And I'm feeling like no one. He's got his finger on my pulse. And the feelings that I sow, they made me write out all the words that I said to you were true. I fell in love 1,000 times with no one like you. I never knew this lie could last 1,000 times more. Just know I won't forget about you when you're feeling lost. When you're climbing up the walls. When the words inside my brain, and we'll never pass ways. When you knew that I was born.
Again, that was Hike the Peak featuring John Harcus with a song called Ghosts. That is from their album Only the True Fly Free. And yeah, they advertise themselves as a skate punk band with heavy undertones, heavy influences. Really good song, right?
Yeah.
Did you like that song?
Yes.
Good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you would enjoy the whole album if you like that song. Good stuff.
It's like if heavy metal met like slate rock to me. I don't know.
Is that your first experience with punk rock?
Yes.
Okay. I think once you hear more punk, you'll hear the influences on Hike the Peak there.
Mm-hmm.
When I discovered these guys and listened to their album, I was like, whoa. Yeah. Awesome stuff. Highly recommend. This last song for the Art of Discovery segment is from a band called EverFelt. They're from the Midwest here in the United States. I believe I saw they were from Illinois.
Ooh.
This song is called Reach, and it is from their debut self-titled EP. And that was again Reach by EverFelt, and that is off of their debut self-titled EP, EverFelt. They, again, are a band from, I believe I saw that they were from Illinois. They're from the Midwest. I listened to their whole EP when they emailed it to me. Enjoyed every song. This one was a personal favorite of mine. Big Stone Temple Pilots vibes off of these guys. And I know you don't know who that is, but their singer is a ringer for Scott Weiland, the former vocalist for STP, who's now passed on, but sounds so much like him. The band, the music itself, it does invoke the STP vibes, but their guitarist, man, their solos, guitarist, man, he was going off on that song, man.
That's all I really had to say is the instruments. They
were awesome.
Yeah.
Weren't they? Yeah. Did you enjoy the song? Yep. Good stuff. I want to thank every one of these bands for allowing us to play these songs on our show today. Again, we enjoyed thoroughly checking out new music all the time. Keep them coming. Feel free to email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. Reach out to us on social media. Let us know if you'd like us to play your stuff or check your stuff out. We enjoy it. And we thank you very much to Gloryfell, Hike the Peak, and EverFelt for letting us play this stuff. Anything else to say on this one, Michael?
Other than thank you for allowing us to listen to your music on the podcast.
All right. Now it's time for the main event. We're getting into something that I know Michael's looking forward to talking about. We are breaking down 36 Crazyfists' 2006 release, Rest Inside the Flames. For those that don't know, 36 Crazyfists was a American metalcore band that was formed in Anchorage, Alaska in 1994. The band took its name from a Hong Kong martial arts film called The 36 Crazyfists.
Did not know that.
I say was. They did break up. Unfortunately, I believe it was in 2021. The band had separated from its vocalist, Brauch Lindau. No real reason given as to what had happened there. But unfortunately, they separated and they haven't found a new singer or anything like that yet, despite, I believe, they posted on social media that they were looking for a new singer, but nothing since then. The album that we're covering, again, is Rest Inside the Flames from 2006. This was following up on a successful second album titled A Snow-Capped Romance, which is another personal favorite of mine. Interestingly, once they were finished recording the record, their record label, Roadrunner Records, decided that they didn't want to release the record in the United States.
Actually?
Yeah, I don't know why, but they did end up allowing it to be released in Europe, but they didn't release it in North America. Didn't want to release it. I'm guessing that they didn't think it was going to do well here. But the band believed in it so much that they went and signed another deal with a record label called DRT Entertainment. And DRT did end up releasing the record on November 7th of 2006. And to my knowledge, I think it did pretty well for them. So I was taking a look at the charts, and I don't see where it charted in America, but it does look like it ended up peak position on the UK albums chart at 71, and on the Australian albums chart at 53. Regardless, I think it was a pretty moderate success for them.
Yeah.
The album does feature guest vocals by ex-Killswitch Engage singer Howard Jones. He features on a song called Elysium, which we'll talk about here in a bit. And it also features vocalist of Milligram and ex-vocalist of Only Living Witness, Jonah Jenkins, on the track We Cannot Deny. Again, we'll talk about that here in just a bit. Before we start diving into the track-by-track analysis, just give me your kind of broad overall thoughts on the record.
The first time you turned me on to this album, you basically asked me, I think we're going to get dinner one night, and you asked me if I wanted to listen to something new or something that I already know, and I said new. So I think you originally started off with Midnight Swim or The City of Nights.
I think it was Midnight Swim.
Yeah. Both good songs, but otherwise, I think this is the second most enjoyable record that we've listened to so far. For me.
You mean for the podcast?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. What's I assume Van Halen 5150 is your first? Okay, awesome. All right, well, let's get into the album breakdown then. The album opens up with a track called I'll Go Until My Heart Stops. Michael, I'll let you talk about this one first.
It is probably the song that would start a mosh pit in 5.5 milliseconds.
As soon as Brauch comes out and screams those opening lyrics, people start hitting each other. People start bouncing. Yeah. Yeah, it's an outstanding opening track. It sets the tone for the whole record. Goes hard. Just hard. Gets your heart pumping. I really love the anthemic chorus from the song. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this one?
No, other than it is a song that you may hear somebody start a mosh pit in 2.5 seconds.
The next song on the record is a song called Felt Through a Phone Line. Thoughts on this one?
I like the instrumental part of this song and vocals. I have really no other opinion on the song. It's just a good song.
Yeah, it's kind of a melancholy track. I do love the vocal melodies on this one, and I love the flange on the guitar.
Yeah.
It's a nice touch. It's not, in my opinion, as good as I'll Go Until My Heart Stops, but they had to bring it down a notch from I'll Go Until My Heart Stops, so you start up way up high, you got to bring it down just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Tiny.
It's still a good song.
Yeah.
I don't dislike the song. It just brings it down a notch. The third song on the record is a song called On Any Given Night. Michael, thoughts on this one?
I like the ending part of the song, the vocals, and all the guitar work and everything.
So, yeah, I do love the lyrics to this song. Brauch Lindau, on his lyrics, when and it's not just on this album, it's on all of their stuff. He uses a lot of references to water and mountains, and I wonder if that's because of where they're from. I know
that would make sense.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's just experience from where they're from and stuff. So I find that fascinating. He does use references to water in this song. It's got a catchy chorus. Yeah, this is another good one. It's not the heart pumping song I'll Go Until My Heart Stops.
Yeah.
But it's still got, it still moves pretty well. It definitely makes you want to get up and out your seat and dance. And the thing I like about 36 Crazyfists, and this probably goes for a lot of metalcore bands, is that they tend to have these really hooky choruses, these sing-songy, I want to sing along choruses and stuff like that. So I appreciate it for that. I like that it goes hard and then it pulls it back and it goes more melodic.
Yeah. It's kind of like you get a hard song at the beginning, then it tones back slowly but surely, and then like towards the end it starts picking back up.
And I gotta mention, Brauch has a really unique voice.
Yeah, really unique.
When you when you hear a 36 Crazyfists song, there's no mistaking it for anything else because his voice is so identifiable. It's really, really unique. I can't compare it to anything because I don't think there is anything to compare him to. You just have to hear it. He's not a bad, clean singer either. He can do both the cleans and the screams, and he does well with both. It works really well.
He's like, I don't know how to describe him vocal-wise either.
I think his cleans are a little gravelly.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but it is a little gravelly. It works. It works with the music. And he does a great job with writing his vocal melodies. So, yeah. Moving on to track 4. This is Elysium, and this is the one that features ex-Killswitch Engage singer Howard Jones. Howard is also currently in a band called Light the Torch, and he's done some other side projects as well. He's really prolific, super soulful singer. You don't really get to hear a lot of his soulful side on this one, though.
I didn't know there was any guest vocalist.
So, Howard is one of my favorite vocalists ever. I love Howard Jones. And hearing his voice on this is a real treat, especially for someone that was a Killswitch Engage nut like I was.
Even more than Sammy Hagar?
I can't put him above Sammy, mainly because Sammy was probably the first singer that really influenced me. So I can't put him above that, but he makes top 5 easy. Easy.
Let's go on a little rabbit hole. What's your top 5 singers?
I was holding this back for another episode. I can't do this right now. I have my top 5 singer list made, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now because I want to save that for another episode.
Okay.
I think Howard works really well in the duet role. The song just goes really hard during the breakdown. I love this song. How do you feel about this one?
I really like the guitar work on this song.
Yeah.
All of these songs have like great guitar work during this album. Nothing I could
You looking for the word replicate?
Yes.
Yeah, this one goes a little harder than the previous 2 songs. Still not as hard as the first one, but I don't think it ever really gets back to that point.
Yeah. A little too heavy.
The follow-up to Elysium is a song called The Great Descent. This one starts out with a super chill vibe. It really does. It's probably the most chill vibe on the entire record, aside from the last song on the record. We're going to get to that one. But this has a super chill vibe. It goes really hard during the chorus, then comes back to that chill vibe. I love the chill vibe through the verses. Yeah. And the song has this really amazing outro also. I just want to sing it now because it's in my head. I love this song.
I agree with everything you said. You basically took everything I was about to say.
This is, again, it's just like with a lot of these other 36 Crazyfists songs.
Yeah.
They're so sing-songy and catchy, especially during the choruses.
Especially with some of the songs on their the album before this album. Snowcap, Romance.
Yeah.
Bloodwork, which is a song off that album, which is very catchy. The first time I heard it, I somehow found a way to learn all the words.
So what happens when you listen to it a couple 1,000 times? We'll have to cover that album on another show sometime.
We should.
I know you like that one. Yep. Anything else on The Great Descent?
Nope. You?
Nope. Next song is my absolute favorite song on the record. This one is the one that I introduced the band to you with. It's called Midnight Swim.
I want to sing it so bad.
Yeah. I'll let you give your thoughts first.
All right. I may be a little bit biased because it was the first song I heard from him, but it is probably one of the greatest songs that I've heard from him so far. And I like how the lyrics line up with each other, and also how the guitar work and drums complement each other, and the vocals and guitar and drums just come together and complement everybody in the band. Your thoughts?
Like I said, this is my favorite song on the record. I love the intro to the song. It's so catchy, and it has great hooks. It's got great melody hooks. It's got great vocal melody hooks. An outstanding chorus.
Yes.
Every time the song comes on, I sing along, and then I'm not one of those that repeats songs very often. This is one of those songs that I like to repeat. Like, I want to just turn my stereo up all the way and blast this song and sing along and just repeat it and repeat it again. It's not terribly heavy. It's really melodic.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I don't think he does any screams at all.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Oh, he does. You're right.
At the start.
Yeah. You're right. He does.
And I think he does it through some of the parts where...
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
He does at the very beginning of the song. But yeah, it's perfect. It's sheer perfection.
Mm-hmm.
My absolute favorite song on the record.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Moving on to Aurora. Thoughts on this one?
I think this is one of the songs that after I listened to it a few times, I started skipping over because I just didn't really catch on to it.
Not one that sticks with you? It gets my feet stomping when I listen to it, and I really enjoy the chorus. The chorus is outstanding. Great vocal melodies. It's another one of those songs that I like to sing along with. But you're right. It is a step down, say, from I'll Go Until My Heart Stops or even Midnight Swim. It is a bit of a step down from that. I wouldn't say that it's like one of the feature songs on the record, but it is still pretty good. It's not terrible for sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than one of the songs on the album.
Yeah, it's just kind of mid, I guess, is how I would describe that, right?
Like a C or B, if we were doing it.
Yeah, probably like a low B. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's got its great moments. I do like the lyrics to the song, and I like the vocal melodies. And it does, like I said, it does make me tap my feet when I listen to it and stuff like that. But I can see why you would skip over this one. It's definitely not one of the more exciting songs on the record.
Basically, every song on this record, I have to toe tap to.
Fair enough. Toe tap, bob your head.
Play the drums.
Yeah, the air drums. Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
I am guilty of air drumming and air guitaring to just about anything that I enjoy. And I don't care if I'm embarrassing myself in front of a crowd or not.
I think everybody's guilty of that at some point. Are we ready for the next song?
Yeah. Next song on the record is a song called We'll Pull This In by Hand. Thoughts on this one?
I want you to start on this time.
So, this one kind of features some alarm clock riffing through the verses, and it has a super catchy chorus. It's, again, one of those songs for me that's not... I wouldn't put it at the top of my favorite songs on the record, but that alarm clock riff is just sick.
Agreed.
It's sick through the verses,
Mm-hmm.
and that chorus, it's got a good hook to it.
Mm-hmm.
Not something that I could wax on and on and on about, but it is a good song.
Yeah, I do like the guitar riff with the alarm clock thing.
Do you understand what I mean by alarm clock riff?
No.
It's one of those that goes off and it wakes you up.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, yeah.
Now I understand what. Still, my opinion still stands. And I also like the drums on this song. Basically, every part of the instrumental on this album is the great
S tier.
I can't put it that.
No?
I have to keep Van Halen at S tier.
Okay.
Because Eddie Van Halen.
Damn right. All right. Next song on the record is a song called We Cannot Deny. This features Jonah Jenkins. This is another excellent duet, in my opinion. It is a slower song, has a really hooky chorus. There's a really fun guitar riff during the chorus of the song. Sing-songy. This is another one that's real sing-songy.
Another song that I did not know that had a featured guest.
You couldn't tell that that's not Brauch singing during the verses? There's a real big difference.
Now I think about that, I'm surprised I didn't recognize it myself.
So give me your thoughts on this one. Do you like this one?
Yes. I would put it high B tier if I were to do it on a tier list because of vocals and everything complementing each other, like always.
It's another one of those slower songs, but this one works so well.
Yeah. There's certain songs that works well slow in certain aspects.
Do you agree about the chorus being catchy?
Yes.
It's got a good hook to it. Yeah. All right. The next song is a song called Between the Anchor and the Air.
We both have the same opinion on this.
Yeah, this is probably my least favorite song on the record, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there. It's not terrible, but it definitely doesn't measure up to any of the other songs on the record.
Why does it feel like most albums between what we've listened to on the podcast has just filler songs?
It does feel like the albums that we've listened to has had at least one, right?
Yeah, like 5150 had
Inside.
And then the Led Zeppelin album had the Lemon Song.
Yeah.
And then this album has Between the
Anchor and the Air. Yeah, it's just it doesn't do anything for me.
I love how we both have the same opinions on the filler songs.
I can't hate on a band for doing a filler song.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I'm sure that they, at the time that they were writing it and recording it, didn't feel that way about it. But it's just there. It's like C tier.
D.
Fair enough.
The only thing that I really liked about the song was the instrumental. That's it.
And that brings us to the final song on the record. This is called The City Ignites, and it is an acoustic version of Midnight Swim. And as I mentioned before, Midnight Swim is definitely my favorite song on the record. And if Midnight Swim is my favorite record favorite song on the record, then this is easily my second favorite song on the record. This works so well as an acoustic ballad slowed down.
Yeah. It made sense for it to be acoustic because of, I think the instrumental worked so well with an actual full band, and then the acoustic
strip it back. Yeah.
It works too well.
I really enjoy the kind of somber yet hopeful tone that's evoked on this version of the song. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautifully done. Brauch nails the vocal performance on it. The song translates to the acoustic guitar really well. Yeah, it competes with the full band version easily for my favorite song on the record.
I may have a decision to make. I like The City Ignites better than Midnight Swim.
Do you? Why?
Mainly because I feel like the acoustic version is like fits way better than the full band. It's just my opinion. Your opinion.
Is it because of the lyrical content of the song?
Yes, and also the acoustic guitar.
Yep. It works really well, and I could see why you would feel that way about it. I waffle back and forth about which particular version is my favorite. It's hard to decide. Yeah. They're both excellent. Yeah. And this is a heck of a way to close the album, right? It's like having two different personalities, right? You open up the record with this really, crazy banger that gets your heart pumping, and then it brings you way down to this chill vibe at the end.
Way too chill.
The dichotomy is interesting.
Agreed.
All right. Now we get into our overall album rankings on this, Michael. Well, let's get your final thoughts on the album and then give me your ranking out of 5.
I'm going to start off with the ranking, and then I'm going to go in explanation. Reason. It's 5 because of... let me address that. 4.9.
4.9?
Yes. I feel like everything works together in the song order. It goes from a headbanger to starts slowing down the pace, then it picks up the bass, then starts slowly slowing down until The City Unites, which is, of course, the acoustic version of Midnight Swim.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So, this is definitely my favorite 36 Crazyfists record. And that's saying a lot because I really enjoy the record that came right before this and the one that comes right after this one. It is one of my favorite records from the metalcore subgenre also. Just so many sing-songy songs on this record. The vocal melodies are top-notch. The instruments, the actual music itself, the arrangements are fantastic. There, even despite the fact that there is the one song that I'm kind of about, it still works so well. It's still one of those records that I can go back and revisit and enjoy thoroughly.
Agreed.
Even despite the fact that I don't particularly care for Between the Anchor and the Air, I don't skip through it.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the whole album start to finish. That said, I give this record a solid 4.5 out of 5. And it might have achieved a perfect score if not for the fact that I feel that way about Between the Anchor and the Air. So yeah,
it seems
high praise from both of us on this one.
It seems like all of the albums between the 1960s to 2006 so far has been filled with a filler song.
We may find an album yet that you don't feel that way.
Oh?
Yeah, I think so.
One of these days.
All right. So that brings us to our question for the audience this week. We would like you to check out 36 Crazyfists' Rest Inside the Flames, and then let us know what your thoughts are on the record. And with that said, we'll move on to our next segment. This one is called Can't Wait. It's the music we're looking forward to that's coming soon. Over the next couple weeks, looks like there's not really a whole lot that I'm really looking forward to. There's an album from a band called Interloper that's coming out on the 19th. It's called A Forgotten Loss. They are a prog metal band. Really looking forward to this one.
Are they like, how would you like compare them to?
This probably isn't a terribly accurate assessment of it, but of the bands that you've heard, I would probably put them more on the side of like a Opeth.
Opeth?
Yeah. Also, some music that just came out today that I haven't gotten a chance to listen to. I did mention that I was looking forward to this album from a band called Oceans of Slumber on one of our previous podcasts. Their new record just dropped today. It's called Where Gods Fear to Speak, and I have not gotten a chance to listen to it at all yet, so I'm really looking forward to digging into that this weekend and checking it out.
You said last episode that you were looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Ginger also dropped a new song called Rogue that I'm looking forward to listening to.
Is it like a single?
Uh-huh. And then Mastodon and Lamb of God worked together and dropped a single today called Floods of Triton that I'm looking forward to checking out. You've not heard anything from either of these bands.
I think you.
But I'm betting it's going to go hard.
I think you've talked about them.
I probably have. I think I've definitely talked about Lamb of God to you before. But I got a good feeling this is going to go hard. I can't wait to check it out. So once I get a chance to check the stuff out, I will report back and kind of give a broad overview of it and kind of let you know what I thought about it.
Okay.
Anything you're looking forward to?
Don't even ask it.
Brother. Can we say you're at least looking forward to hearing the stuff on the Art of Discovery segments?
Yes.
So, I've never actually divulged this information before, but my wife and I made the decision that we didn't really want Michael getting involved in social media, at least not at this age. So he doesn't have any of the interactions on our the show's social media accounts. It's me running that, and it's me doing the responding and talking to people on things like Threads. So he's not really been privy to all the great response that I've gotten when I've asked for bands to reach out to us that they want us to check out their material and stuff. So I've been thinking about letting him get into some of the social media stuff so that he can kind of help me out with it here. So maybe we'll learn him yet on how to look for music that he's looking forward to. We did not receive any listener feedback this week. Seems like it's pretty difficult to get listener feedback from folks. Not that I blame folks for it, because it is trying to take time out of their day to have to, write up a review or whatnot.
And also we don't really have the best system to give feedback.
That's not necessarily true. Feedback can be given through our YouTube channel. It could be given to us through iTunes. So it can even come to us through our social media accounts. Or email. I'm happy to receive any sort of feedback. So we do have something in the works that hopefully will make things a little bit easier, not only to give us feedback, but to just find us. So there is something in the works. There is a bit of a surprise on the way, so more to come on that.
Let's just say it's a very big surprise.
So the final segment of our show is Michael's Journey, where we discover a song from the past. And the assignment given to him last week was to listen to My Girl by The Temptations. A little bit of background on My Girl. This was a song that was written and produced by the Miracles members Smokey Robinson and Ronald White, and it became The Temptations' first U.S. #1 single.
Oh.
And is considered their signature song. In 2017, the song was selected for preservation by the National Recording Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So that's really cool. That's a big honor for them.
That is a very big honor.
So, Michael, what did you think of this song?
I really like the vocals and also the beat to the song.
It's really catchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love the strings. The string section on the song is fantastic. Yes. Really, the strings and the horns both. But the strings just, they evoke such a warm feeling.
A lot of things on the song just evokes, warm feelings.
Yeah, the vocal harmonies are fantastic on this. I mean, really, they just knock this right out of the park.
I understand why they got picked for everything now.
I have a lot of nostalgia for this song. So when I hear it, it brings back a lot of warm feelings of nostalgia, mainly because my mom liked this song so much. So, yeah, I love this song. It's one of my personal favorites from Motown for sure. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
All right, Michael, what's your overall rating on this song out of 5?
4.
4 out of 5 for Michael. Any particular reason why 4?
I didn't really like it better than the past songs that we have listened to so far. It is definitely one of a good song. I'm not trying to downplay the song. It's really good. But I gotta give it a 4. What's your rating? If you were to give it
I haven't been given ratings on these. This is more for you. But if I were to give it a rating, I'd have to give it a perfect rating. I love this song. And it's easy to see why it's received so much acclaim. Their vocal harmonies, the arrangement on the music, it's just top notch. It's such a good song.
Agreed.
So up next for you, Michael, on your journey into discovery of music, this one was suggested to us by someone you know. This was suggested to us by your mom.
Oh?
Yeah. So your mom absolutely loves Frank Sinatra, and I've mentioned Frank to you before. And we are going to listen to a song called It Was a Very Good Year by Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
For your next assignment.
All right.
And coming up on our next episode, Michael's gonna get his feet wet on some outstanding thrash metal. We're gonna be covering Metallica's 1984 release, Ride the Lightning.
So we're jumping forward, then jumping backwards.
We are going back. You're going to get to see a little bit of some of the stuff that has inspired some of the more modern metal bands. Metallica is amazing, and this is their second album.
Okay.
I was going to start you with their first album, but I thought you would like this one a little bit better. There's a lot of really, really good songs on this record. I think you're going to love this. Have you listened to or heard anything from Metallica before?
I've heard of Metallica. I cannot talk.
Metallica?
Yeah. Before, but I don't know if I've heard them or not.
So you've heard the name, but you don't know that you've heard any of their songs before?
Yeah.
Okay. You're in for a treat. I think you're going to enjoy this.
Okay. Me excited.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So that said, we do want to hear from you. We will read your emails and messages on the show. We have only one request. Keep them clean. There are several ways to contact us. You can email us at lightmovepod@gmail.com. You can also reach us on several social media platforms: Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads. Details on how to connect with us are in the show notes. If you like the show, subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform and share with your friends and family. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a variety of other platforms, and we're also on YouTube. Can't find us on your chosen platform? Shoot us a message and let us know.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This helps us to be found in the algorithm. Make them good, and we'll read them on the air. Are you in a band and you'd like for us to check you out and possibly drop a recommendation on the show? Shoot us a message. We'd love to check you out and give you a shout.
We'd like to thank you very much for listening to the Light Motif and Movement podcast. Take care and enjoy music.